In this discussion, an award-winning public relations campaign for a fast food product. Marise Lerm, Account Director for Burger King and Atmosphere Communication, part of the King James Group. A very warm welcome to you. So the brief was to create hype and drive demand. What were you told to do?
Well, exactly that. I think for us it was very important that we measure well against the business objectives that the client had set, and that was basically to push product. Normally in PR it's to create hype, talkability, but we were measured against the actual amount of Whoppers sold, and that's what we set out to achieve.
And I mean, that's a tough ask for any public relations agency these days. The hype's the easy part, but actual measurability would have created a very different kind of thinking within the agency, I would imagine.
Well, firstly, we obviously partnered with our sister agencies, so it was an integrated campaign. PR played a very, very strong role, and so did social media.
Was it PR-led as a matter of interest?
It was PR-led with the support of a above-the-line campaign, which obviously King James did for us. And that was a radio campaign which we drove at a regional level. Obviously, we launched in Cape Town, so we couldn't do a national launch, but PR certainly did the national launch in terms of the media launch.
All right, it was the PR campaign of the year. How did it unravel? How did it unroll? What unravel? It didn't unravel. It certainly worked well. What were the metrics around it?
I think firstly what we did is we set out to obviously communicate the business message, which was a very strong one, and that was in all major business media channels. But then we needed to do a consumer campaign, and we had a big challenge at that stage. Justin Bieber and Bon Jovi were coming to Cape Town to play, and it happened to be in the same week as the launch. So they dominated.
So your message there was a danger of the message being eclipsed.
Absolutely, and they dominated the whole media agenda. So what we set out was to hijack that whole celebrity hype, and we created our own celebrity, which was the Whopper is coming to Cape Town, and we staged various stunts which lived on social media.
Such as what, Marise? What did you do?
Well, one of the things we did was we staged an arrival. We leaked it to media and on social media channels that a big celebrity is arriving at Cape Town International Airport. We staged a photo shoot, and then we tweeted about the Whopper's arrival. We also staged a lunch.
Did the media buy into that, though?
Well, some of them did, but it was also the fans on Twitter and on Facebook. What we also did is we staged a lunch in the waterfront with a Bieber and Bon Jovi lookalike, with this fat Whopper man sitting, and we leaked a couple of paparazzi shots. Obviously, what happened was once the teenagers picked up on it, they descended on the waterfront, and all of a sudden there was a stampede. So in terms of creating the excitement and constant talkability, we kept leaking
were you a little overwhelmed at that when the stampede started? Did you say to yourself, what have we done here?
Well, we were surprised, and pleasantly so. We were really surprised by the impact the leaks did, but also the excitement, because the day of the actual launch was the night before was Bieber's concert. So fans actually went from the Bieber concert to the queue outside Burger King, slept there overnight, changed their placards to say instead of Bieber fever, burger fever. Yeah. So it was really, really exciting for us to be able to kind of launch this live.
Didn't you also get the Mayor of Cape Town involved?
Yes, we did. We knocked on a door. This was obviously more of a stunt than what was made of it at a later stage. But we knocked on a door and said, a global brand is establishing their head office in Cape Town. This actually has economic impact for the Western Cape, and we'd like you to do the handover to the key of the city to the Whopper. And she was so helpful and so keen to be involved and very excited to do it.
Marise, what does this say about the effectiveness of public relations these days in brand building? A campaign that has patently been so successful.
I think what we need to consider is that everything these days is about the story, the content, people being able to participate, driving conversation. And that's where PR is really, really successful in fueling that conversation and driving and adapting your messaging as you go along, so that you have reactive campaigns that live live.
Did you make mistakes in this?
I think we've got a couple of key learnings, of course, definitely. There are a number of key learnings that one can take from it. But all in all, I think we were well prepared, and we were well supported by our sister agencies.
And did you meet the targets that were set?
We exceeded the targets. by far.
And that's the secret of good public relations. Marise Lerm from Atmosphere Communication, part of the King James Group. Well done and thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy.